Welcome to Freaky Fauna Friday, where every Friday we take a little time and explore some of the freaks of nature from around the planet we cherish so deeply. So please, jump aboard and let's explore the wilds together. Welcome back to Freaky Fauna Friday. I am the great and peaceful Mr. E.
And I'm Jay. And you know, we do cherish these animals so deeply.
This is one I don't know if you've ever seen or not, or if you did see, you may not have believed it was real.
Ooh.
The Saiga antelope.
The Saiga?
Saiga or Saga. I've heard it literally pronounced both ways.
S-A-G-A?
S-A-I-G-A.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
This is probably the oddest even-toed ungulate.
Ooh.
And there's a lot of them.
Now that's saying something.
There's everything from like the dick deer and everything like that.
Those are the tiny little deer, right?
Yeah, with tusk and the organs by their face.
Yeah.
But these guys
Oh.
are famous for their...
I guess their horns or their face.
Their face. You don't notice that giant nose?
Yeah, I mean both.
The trunk.
They're both quite odd.
But, I mean, they have typical antelope horns.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we're going to talk about these guys. I had these just everybody look them up. So the Saiga antelope is a species of antelope that's native to the grasslands in the semi-arid regions of Central Asia. They are known for their extremely distinctive appearances. With a long, narrow snout, large curved horns that point backwards, the Saiga antelope is a medium-sized antelope. Males typically get between 50 and 80 kilograms, while the females are much smaller, only weighing between 30 and maxing out at 50 kilograms. They are light brown with a grayish-brown coat, with very thick and woolly to protect them from extreme weather conditions of their habitat. The Saiga antelope is a primary grazer and feeds on a variety of grasses, herbs, and shrubs. They are extremely social animals and they live in large herds. Although males will often separate from the herds during mating season and compete for the attention of females. The Saiga antelope has faced significant threats due to habitat loss, poaching for its meat, and its horns, which are highly valued in traditional Chinese medicine.
Ooh.
As a result, their population has declined dramatically, and they are currently listed as critically endangered by the Red List. Conservation efforts are underway to protect this unique and iconic species from extinction. Ready for some weird facts?
Yeah, but unfortunate, these guys are on the way out, huh?
Yeah, so these are actually a holdback from the last ice age.
Oh, okay.
So that's specifically the really big weird nose they have.
Yeah.
Is an adaptation for that kind of extreme cold and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay. It does look like a short elephant trunk.
Yeah, they look like they're out of Star Wars.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
The Saiga antelope has a unique elongated nose that helps it filter out dust and warm up cold winter air.
Oh, okay.
So this works twofold. You see animals with these kind of noses or nasal cavities to either cool air before entering the body or heat air before entering the body.
One or the other, yeah.
Yeah. It works both ways, depending on how it's designed. So these guys specifically, their nose is mostly used for that because they are from they're from pretty cold regions or from the last ice age.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very small, relatively speaking. They're smaller than most deer and stuff like that.
Oh.
So cooling a core can be very, very dangerous.
Right.
These guys specifically have a built-in air warming system. So when they breathe, they're not breathing in frigid air.
It's an interesting nose.
Mm-hmm. Their noses are extremely large and flexible, and they can inflate and deflate them like a balloon.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they'll actually close their little nose holes and puff them up.
Was that for like a display or
all kinds of stuff?
Okay, intimidation.
Mm-hmm. Male Saiga antelopes have large curved horns that grow up to 50 centimeters in length. These guys are incredibly fast runners, and they can reach speeds of 80 kilometers an hour.
That's pretty fast.
Saiga antelopes are social animals and live in large herds that can number in the thousands.
But probably not anymore.
It's very rare to find a herd that big.
I was going to say.
But they like being in extremely large herds.
Okay.
Saiga antelopes, during the mating season, males will compete for the attention of females with fighting with their horns. Like they'll ram each other like typical antelopes or deer or any animal like that.
Mm-hmm.
Saiga antelopes are herbivores. They mainly feed on grasses, herbs, and shrubs. They do have a 4-chambered stomach that allows them to digest extremely tough plant materials.
Oh, so like a cow in that regard. Do other antelopes, are they like that?
I think most true antelopes are ruminants.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Deer aren't true ruminants and horses aren't true ruminants.
Yeah.
But they have similar things.
Okay.
A fine line. Saiga antelopes can survive in the most extreme environments on Earth, from scorching deserts to frozen tundra. Their adaptations can take them from either. These guys, the same guys that can live in the Arctic, can walk across the
Sahara Desert. That's pretty wild.
They are well adapted for living in areas with extremely high salt content, and these are one of the few mammals that can drink salt water.
Oh, how does that work?
They have specialized their organs are specialized in filtering out the salt and not becoming dehydrated through osmosis.
Wonder how they developed that. I guess I'm just harsh times.
Yeah, being really tough, being tiny and tough.
Gosh, the magic nose.
Their woolly coat is highly prized by local people for its warmth and softness. The horns of these antelopes are highly valuable in the Chinese traditional medicine markets. In the summer, female Saiga antelopes migrate to higher elevations to give birth to their calves. Saiga antelopes are preyed upon by a variety of predators, including wolves, foxes, and eagles.
Oh, wow.
Once again, they're not big. They're not extremely big like a deer or anything like that.
Yeah. Apparently, if a fox is taking them out.
Foxes kill sheep and goats.
Okay, well, an eagle then.
Yeah.
A bird.
But yeah, foxes are much more able to punch above their weight class than people realize.
Okay.
We just don't have a lot of foxes left around here.
No, not at all.
It's always coyotes that are killing everything.
Yeah, if you see a fox, it's like a nice little treat.
Mm-hmm. But no, there's videos of foxes like getting into full-grown sheep pens and biting them on the face or on the throat.
Oh, gosh.
And they just hang on until they're dead.
Huh. That's one way to do it.
They are able to detect predators from extremely long distances and will form defensive circles to protect themselves and their young specifically. Saiga antelopes are critically endangered, with their population declining by over 95% in just the last 20 years.
Oh, gosh. How'd that happen?
Poaching.
Man, 95%?
Reduced by over 95%.
Right. That's insane. Oh, that's so sad.
While they do suffer from extreme habitat loss, hunting for their meat and horns is the number one killer of these guys. Conservation efforts are underway to protect the remaining Saiga antelope populations, including habitat restoration and extreme anti-poaching measures. The Saiga antelope is a protected species under the Convention of Migratory Species. They're shared within several countries. Saiga antelope has an important role in the steppe ecosystem of Central Asia, helping maintain a balance between herbivores and predators. So the steppe ecosystems are really cool. That's one we don't really get into much.
Yeah.
Mongolia has a lot of steppe ecosystems. China, Russia. Some of the UK or Europe has some steppe ecosystems. The U.S. really doesn't have many anymore, but Canada and northern U.S. you probably could still find good examples of what U.S. steppe ecosystems used to look like.
Okay.
So a lot of Ice Age animals lived in the steppe, like their steppe bisons and steppe mammoths.
What is the steppe, though, biome? Like, what makes it that, I guess? I don't know.
I can pull it up in a minute and get you an accurate definition, but it's halfway between, like, grasslands and shrublands.
Okay.
So it's like these big flat plateaus. Almost think of them, to me, it's almost like a grand staircase.
Yeah.
But like a world staircase. So they're giant steps.
Okay.
So they're not quite isolated enough where the animals can't go back and forth between these big plateaus, but they're unique enough.
Understood. Okay.
I'll pull up an actual full definition.
Okay.
Saiga antelopes are capable of making a variety of vocalizations, including grunts, bleats, and snorts. They have extremely good hearing and can detect sounds from long distances. Saiga antelopes have a lifespan from 6 to 10 years in the wild. They are able to withstand extreme weather conditions, including temperatures as low as negative 50 degrees Celsius.
Dang, okay. That's cold.
Celsius.
Yeah, that's way beyond Fahrenheit.
Saiga antelopes have been on Earth for over 1 million years, making it one of the oldest surviving mammals, or antelope species, mammal species in general. Yeah, they're from an old time, and you can definitely just see it when you look at them.
Right. Oh, yeah, they don't look like conventional animals that we see modernly.
Even the modern antelopes, they don't have very similar faces.
But
they're very unique. So you want me to look up the definition of steppe habitat?
Yeah. And I'm shocked that they're not poached for just the way their face looks in general, like as a mount on the wall, like that would be a wild one to have. And two, that the fur, that's pretty intriguing too.
So steppe habitat refers to either the shrub steppe habitat or the concept of habitat like a stepping stone used in wildlife conservation. So this would be the shrub steppes.
Okay.
So it's like that, the big grasslands like I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Found in western, so they are still some in the western United States. Prairie chickens are one of our most famous steppe species that are still left.
Okay.
Unique habitat, the greater sage grouse and the sugar brush sparrows are also members of this habitat.
Nice.
But yeah.
I wonder if Genghis Khan, like in all his accounts, conquering that whole area, what if they have accounts of these animals, or if these animals played a role in that?
I guarantee they're in their artwork. I mean, they used to have herds into the tens of thousands.
Yeah. Well, I imagine too with their fur, keeping them warm, and being that sought after, being something that warm and then that soft. It reminds me of what's that? Not alpacas, but it is alpaca fur, and that like super soft and warm too as well. It's really sought after. But I'd imagine it's something similar like that, that's pretty cool though. I never thought of an antelope with a face that looked like this actually would exist, but I would imagine too, why aren't we trying to reverse engineer their noses? That seems pretty a awesome feature to have.
Well, not a lot of animals have it anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, even things like ankylosaurids had it, where they just used them as giant air conditioners.
Yeah.
Literally not as in AC, as in cooling, but both.
Right, yeah. No, these pretty wild, awesome creatures.
Saiga antelopes.
Yeah. Look them up. Look at a picture of these guys. Check out their noses. Would this be considered a proboscis?
Yeah.
All right. They have a pretty wild proboscis.
And if you look at they're almost split down the middle too, where they're separate.
Okay, so it's like each nostril has its own nose.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's pretty wild.
But there's just these giant chambers. The end pieces are flexible like a trunk, not anywhere near like a trunk level.
Yeah.
But the fronts of it they're just giant columns essentially.
Right. Yep. They can inflate and deflate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is another one. It may not be here in another 10 years.
Yeah. So if you check them out while they're still here, I guess.
I don't know if there's any of them in captivity either.
In zoos?
Yeah.
Especially here.
I have no idea. I've never heard of one in captivity. I know these are like why you never see narwhals in captivity.
Why?
Is they can't deal with the pollution.
I gotcha.
So like the air pollution.
Yeah.
They literally just fry up and die.
Oh, that's terrible.
When belugas are much more adaptable to it.
How'd you find out about these antelopes?
I've known about them for a while.
Okay.
They're just Ice Age hang-ons.
Yeah. Just curious.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've never heard of them. These are pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. I've been the Great and Peaceful Mystery.
And I've been Jay.
Have a nice week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Freaky Fauna Friday. If you want to help the podcast grow, remember to share and give it a 5-star review.